Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Leadership Speak series at ELFORUM. Today, I have the honor and privilege of inviting a very young and bright entrepreneur from the Northeast India, Yaikhomba, CEO of Addble from Imphal, Manipur. Welcome to the show, Yaikhomba. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Ringo. It's a really pleasure for me and a great opportunity to be with you and sharing some of my stories with you. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
My pleasure, absolutely. So I'm really excited to hear your journey and tell us more about your journey as an entrepreneur. And so maybe let's get started with you telling us your background and how you started off and your current journey as CEO of Addble. So over to you.
Sure, Ringo. So I basically I'm basically in background. I'm basically a computer science engineer, and then I did my to my 12th standard in Manipur. Pretty much, I was born and brought up in Manipur here. I did my 12th standard in Manipur, Churachan Higher Secondary School. And after doing my 12th, I joined BMS College of Engineering in Bangalore to do my graduation in computer science and engineering. And then that's way back in 2004 when I graduated. I was very fortunate enough to join GE Healthcare directly from campus. So I joined the GE Healthcare unit in Bangalore. This is the research center, John F. Webb, JFWTC. This is the John F. Webb Technology Center. Very privileged to have been part of the entire GE culture, learn a lot. So I spent like about 14 years. I would say exactly 14 years. I spent exactly 14 years with GE. My entire career was in GE Healthcare in various roles. So I started as a software engineer, did engineering architect roles, lead roles, and then I gradually moved into program management. I spent a couple of time of my year doing program management, global program management for like about 5-6 years. Then I moved into product management. So before I left GE in 2018, I was working as a global product leader, working on some of the new latest digital innovation that was coming out. And I was leading a global team, and we were working on a multi-business digital solution. So that was what I was doing in like 14 years in GE Healthcare, working on different projects, businesses. And one of the things that has really taught me, and I think this has been very crucial in shaping my career as I restarted again as an entrepreneur, was what I learned in GE. I would have to give a lot of credit to all the leadership trainings that I received when I was I was working in GE Healthcare. So that really helped me see from a different perspective. What are the things to take care of? How do you align yourself? What are the things that you need to focus on? And then post that, way back somewhere around 2014, 15, I was kind of tinkering with some idea, thinking how to, because I always wanted to come back to where I started from, try to give back to the society that I was born into. And I was kind of thinking around it. And then somewhere around 2014, I think I hit upon the idea about, and that's when Addble was born, the very idea. And the idea was, around digital enablement of the, commercial sector in retail. So that was the idea, completely different from what I was doing in G. I was completely healthcare, but then I decided to move into a completely different horizontal or rather vertical altogether. And the reason why I chose that was at the back of my mind. What really wanted to do was see how we can add value to human lives, and then enrich, and then kind of enable every individual to be more in what they do. And of course, I think there were certain instances where I was exposed to a lot of I would say things which we take for granted when I was in Bangalore or traveling abroad. But then when I come back home, and then we were trying to get certain things, those were basically not accessible to a lot of people, to the businesses as well. And that's when the idea about creating a digital platform where we can provide digital tools to businesses, or maybe in retail, or restaurants who are trying to become digitize themselves, but at a very affordable cost, became the very thought process. So that's how it kind of started up. And of course, there was one very instance when all of my siblings, we are six of us, four brothers and two sisters, and we have all been staying outside. And very instance where we were trying to get some stuff from my mom and dad. They were back at home and they were not well. Uh, it was a real struggle trying to arrange those things. So that kind of with that, and the very idea that I wanted to have an sort of a business which was kind of cyclic in nature, gave birth to the idea of Addble. And so that was how Addble was born. So it was early days, 2014-15. It used to be purely a side hustle that I used to work on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. I used to spend my time on that. And I think it was in 2018, late 2017. That's when I got a chance to interact with a potential customer who was ready to at least try out the platform that I was working on, or the solution that we were building. And that's how the whole first initial, I would say, the first customer came on board, right? And then very luckily, the same customer, they were with departmental chain, and then they were kind of trying to manage one of their departmental stores in a very remote hill district of Manipur. So they were based in Impal, the headquarters was, and but then they wanted to monitor and manage their store, which was in a very remote district. It's in a place called Chandel, one of the remote districts of Manipur. So, and then that gave me a very good opportunity because it really put me into test the very idea that I was working on, where I really wanted to enable digital tools which can cut across some of the boundaries, face some of the challenges, where connectivity could be a problem. So that became a sort of a testing ground for me. So we deployed, I think in early 2019, we deployed that. And at that point of time, it was just me working. And then interestingly, I was supporting the customer from Bangalore. So I remember, stopping my car on the highway, on the sidelines. When I got a customer call, I used to stop there and take the call and open my laptop. And I used to carry those days, I used to carry two laptops, one personal laptop and one my work laptop. So I used to keep my personal laptop in the car because I couldn't take it into the office, and then and then go into office with my this thing. So that's how it started. Initially, it was just a weekend project. Then gradually, as customers started picking up, I had to spend more times, on the road whenever. And the thing is, Bangalore used to have a big traffic jam, right? That used to give me an opportunity. So I used to park on the sidelines and then just fall, and then do support calls and all. So that's how it started. And then in 2018, or June 2018, I decided, okay, it's the time for me to kind of get on full time on what I was pursuing. And then I get my resignation to GE, and then I left GE. My last day in GE Healthcare was the day I joined. So that means I joined in 2004 June 18, and I left GE on 2018 June 19, the very same day. So I mean, like, so it very coincidentally happened to be very same day. So just one day, I'm like June 18, and then that's how I move on, and then registered Addble, and Addble was registered in August of 2018. And then that's how I started off. So initially I was kind of shuffling between Bangalore and Manipur, because I was still based in Manipur. Everything, my family was in the Bangalore. My better health hub was in Bangalore, and I was setting up the customers and everything in Manipur. And so it kind of started that way. And in 2019 January, my first son was born, and so it basically became like I was raising two kids at the very same time. So I had my son, and then on one side, and then Addble on the other side. So it was challenging, but it has been a very enriching journey so far. And then of course,
Excellent.
yeah. So it
Excellent.
kind of came along. And then of course, had to go through the entire COVID lockdown as well, and that eventually happened at a moment when we, as a Addble was just ramping up. We were just trying to get more customers, and I had just recruited one of my first support members, and I would say yeah. So two of them just joined me, and then we were 2019 winter was when we were just picking up customers, really going forward, and then March 2020 came, and then everything came down to a standstill. Yeah, so 2 years, and I would say that entire first, second, and third lockdown, it was a very testing moment for us. But luckily, we did some good experiments, at least during the second and the third lockdown. Uh, on which I think today, where the company is moving forward, I think from those learnings, I think we have done that. And those during those two lockdowns, what we did was there was a need, for essential items, and we had with us, the grocery stores, the retail stores who had a lot of supplies, and they wanted to do business. And it's because they also have to, take care of their financials. And then on one side, there was a lot of community, and there was a lot of people who needed essential items. And that very moment also, what happened was there was a pilot happening in Manipur where a lot of this diesel auto rickshaws, there was a lot of this diesel auto rickshaws were being converted into I would say electric auto rickshaws. So there was a lot of auto rickshaw drivers who had, got applied for loans, converted their vehicles into e-auto rickshaws, but then they suddenly found themselves without job, without any this thing. So that's when me and my team, we thought of an idea, came up with an idea that why not connect the sellers or the retail stores who are on our platform, with people who needed it, and then brought in these e-auto rickshaw drivers to do the delivery for us. So with that, I think we were able to do some good work during the second and the third lockdown. And then we did learn about during this phase. I think what we really learn about is about how to do this entire platform thing about building e-commerce platform with delivery and everything together.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
right.
Sounds like an exciting journey. So,
It has
how
been
many
exciting.
people? How many people do you have in your team right now, Yaikhomba?
So we are core in as part of core team, we have the 10 members, and then we have some remote teams who are part time with us, and around another six of them. So we are around about 16 people.
Excellent. So, my next question to you is: as you built this company, you went through a lot of challenges and stuff. As a CEO, as well as the entrepreneurial leader, what does the term vision mean to you? When the word vision, what ideas come to your mind?
So Ringo, vision to me is like the pole star. It's like the very guiding light, in which when you see that, everything that you do is pretty much aligned to it, right? Even from any aspect of everything that you do, starting from even from hiring to the way you design, to any activity, whether it be new product launches or new services, how you interact with your customers, all is aligned towards that particular point, right? That gives you the direction about in every single activity that you do every day. It gives you the guide and the purpose to why you are doing what you are doing.
Okay. So now you told me about some of the unique methods that you try to build your business. My question to you is, I'm assuming you have your own vision for Addble, right? What you have.
Yes.
So what unique methods have you adopted within your team of 15, 16 people to help everybody align to this vision? What have you done differently, uniquely?
I think, Ringo, the very key that has always helped is kind of giving everyone, first, showing them the very big picture. I mean, they need to know exactly what we are working towards and why. And it's not just not about what we are working towards. The very important thing is, telling them about and making them realize about why we are doing what we are doing, and that's very important, right? And because when someone realizes the importance of the even small step or the small activity that he or she is doing into building towards the vision that we are working on, and essentially looking at how much of an impact it can have, just not on themselves or just not on the company, but as a society altogether. I mean, when we do something, what is the impact that we're bringing in, right? And then and how it aligns to the vision. So when we do that, I think that has really helped us. So, for example, when I work with my engineering teams, I try to connect them with why we are building a certain thing, when we are why we are developing a certain software or how we are doing it. It all aligns to the bigger picture of when we do this, and you are doing this because we want to reach here, and when we reach here, this is the impact that we will have, right? And then when I meet with work with my marketing teams or my operations team, I also tell them it's a different way of telling things, because when we talk to the engineering team, it has to be more connected, technically connected with what they're doing. And when I speak to I'm with my marketing or my operations team, then it's more about aligning them and telling them, okay, I mean, when we do certain things, how we are aligning it up, right? And how it really impacts. And when they are able to connect and
So,
see.
how do you know that they have understood what you've said? How do you know that, this unique, what have you done differently? Like, let's say I'm a delivery boy. How do I know that Addble has to become the best omni-channel e-commerce company in India or in the globe? How do
Right.
you help him or her understand that?
Right. And I think that comes when you realize and see the passion in them, right? Because passion is what drives the alignment and really brings out the pace in people. So it's not about
So are you
doing
saying
something.
that as you keep talking to them,
Mhm.
you see an increase in the
Yes,
passion of doing what they do?
absolutely. So when and that starts reflecting in their behavior, in the way they do things, and in the way they deliver, the deliverables come true. It clearly reflects across.
Okay, interesting. Um, by applying these methods of trying to help your team align with this vision,
Mhm.
how has it helped you? What tangible benefits or positives have you seen by helping your people align to the vision that you have? Can you
Right.
give me examples of some potent
Sure.
absolute benefits you have felt?
Sure. So the biggest example that I would give today is, I mean, like I have team members who has been with us from the very beginning, and have been with us through our ups and downs. And Apple being a very, I mean, like we are still very young, just crossing 5 years, and then out of the 5 years, I think 3 years has been spent just under a lot of COVID, and then of course you would have heard about all the challenges that Manipur is facing today, right? And so I have team members who have stuck, have been with us, supported us, be part of the team, and and have continued to work through it. And then, one biggest example is, for example, when today, I mean, like Addble is today one of the, is one of the seller network participant in ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce, right? And we are the only technology company to become one of the certified companies working with ONDC from East and Northeast India. And early 2023, we were trying to go live in May. June is what we were targeting towards work. There was a lot of work happening. ONDC being new, there was a lot of pressure on us. And then, our target was to go live in July, August. Was the time frame that we were looking towards. But then suddenly in May, the very unfortunate, the violence that was happening in Manipur came across. So, that made us completely shut down. I mean, our offices were shut down because the entire state was under, curfew. And then there was restrictions in internet usage. There was no broadband, no connectivity, nothing at all, right? And then at that very point of time, for at least 1.5 months, we were under that lockdown pressure. And then in July, and I would say, at least the office had internet connectivity, because we it was a commercial office. internet lease lines were there, and we had connections at all. So my engineering team came decided, okay, that we have to really come up, cross this hurdle and become one of the seller network participants. So the team decided to come to office, stayed in office for I would say almost 3 months. They stayed in the office. They didn't go home. Initially what we did was we were trying to, we were supplying. So yeah, so they used to initially, before staying that, they used to first come to office during the curfew relaxation times, right? So early the curfew relaxation used to happen like about 4 a.m. in the morning, and then it used to by till 11 a.m. So my team members would used to come around by 4:30 in the morning. They used to be in office, and sometimes I used to go out and pick them up in case they have a problem coming to office. I used to go to their homes, pick them up, and then by 10:30 they would we all rush out of the office and then go back homes, right? But then it was, we were initially trying it, but then it was sort of becoming more of a hassle. Then the team decided, okay, it's time, we will move completely into office. So for almost 2.5 months, nearly 3 months, the team had stayed in office, worked, completely 24 when they were in office, and then until the point where we release the software, and then we become a compliant, and then we become production ready. So I think that would not have been possible if the team had not bought into the vision that we were working on, and they have not, because that passion can only come when they are part of that vision, when they are part of build. They completely feel that it's not a company that they're just working for; it's their company, and it's the vision that they build.
Excellent. So, would you say that there have been, these methods of trying to kind of, but what have you done? What did you do differently for them to come and spend those 3 months in your office? Did you offer them money? What was it that you said differently?
So, I mean,
what was it? So, I mean, that's what I'm keen to understand. You have done something right. So, what was it that you did right? In such trying conditions, curfew, you could get shot, you could get killed, but still these people came believing you, trusting you, and they came and stayed in the office for 3 months and helped you release your software. That's commendable, and I salute you and your team. So you must have done something. So what is it that you did?
So Rinko, I think it's your vision, to believe in my vision, and the purpose about why we are doing what we are doing. I think that the purpose was what was driving them. So the one of the main purpose about why Addble came into Manipur was and this is one of the part of my vision, was we wanted to build a strong product company from Northeast, which is pretty much very undeveloped compared to a place like Bangalore or any other major IT hubs. And so we wanted to differentiate. We want to bring a differentiation, and then we wanted to be one of the best, and then one day become one of the best companies in the world. So that, and there was this vision, and then and then there was this vision to really build on it. And I think that kind of because that purpose, that gave it the purpose to be with me in my journey, and then really work through and trying to deliver on it.
Interesting. So my last question in our little session here today is, I'm sure you faced challenges in trying to align people to your vision, to your journey, right? Can you spell out some of the challenges you faced in this journey of the last 6 years while you were trying to align your team to the vision?
Yes. So I have had, it's not always been successful, I have to admit. So two things, I would say not only two things, a couple of things that has really challenged me. One is, of course, trying to find the right people has always been challenging, right? I have had experiences where we onboarded, some really technically bright individuals to be part of the team, but then it didn't last long, honestly. because they were not aligned to the vision that we were working on. And I wouldn't blame them for it, because every individual has a purpose, has a vision that they also works on. So there are, so I mean, I would say, there has been, failures where I have not been have not been really been able to align my team, that I got on them onboarded and they had to leave. But then when they leave, at least they did learn something, and they move on, and I also learned. And so, but then ultimately came down to is, trying to initially, I mean, when I was looking for people, I have to admit that I was looking for people who were trained, who were from, good, who were engineers, and then who had, who had graduated from, NITs and all that stuff. But then I realized that, sometimes I can find some of the really good people, or the diamond, as you say, that, you always find a diamond in the, in the coal mines, right? In the darkest places, in most dirtiest places. So now, what has really helped is, uh, from trying those, trying to get those polished things. What I did was, I started working and connecting more with, people who are more passionate about learning. And so today, some of the really good engineers that I have in my team, you wouldn't believe, are not even engineers. They are self-taught software developers, right? And Ringo, I had spent, during my entire GE career, I had done like thousands of interviews. I have hired, and I have hired for my teams when I was there. But then I was really surprised when I, changed my approach and my thought process, and then found some of the really talented people who were really passionate, who were really, I found some people who were just not even, I would say, not even graduates. They're part of my team today. I'm very proud that they're part of my team, and I can compare them with any, IIT level graduates out there. Really passionate, because then that's when I learned that, when people are passionate, then that gives them, the ability to learn new things. And when they have the passion to learn, it becomes, they can be trained, they can be molded.
So did they come with the passion to you, or did you ignite the passion in them?
What I saw was, when I met them, what I just saw was that, they were passionate about learning certain things. They were passionate about being an engineer, about, doing something, right? But then when they came to me, and I was able to tell them, what I was trying to do, then I think at that point, I think there was an inflection point where at least I was able to take them from what they were, and then be part of the, journey, and then show them this thing. And then, passion was there. But I would say the way in which the passion had come through, and the purpose in which they have the passion had changed. Yes.
Interesting. So my last question for today is, I think the challenges that you faced, you said, was passion. I'm sorry, some of the people that you learned, the learning about people, right?
Right.
What tangible benefits would you say this vision alignment has brought for you, for your company?
No, I think it's
tangible benefits.
I think everything that, even today, where the companies today now, we are still very just going up. I would say, if you look at the startup J curve, we are just crossing the, I would say, the value of that that we all know. But all this would not have been possible if this vision alignment wasn't there. And I think it's very, very important that, people, every single member of the team that is working has to be aligned to that. Because especially in startups, where everything is limited, time is limited, which is the most important thing. And then financials, that's very limited. We have very limited financials, and money that we work on. Sometimes it's like, you're just cruising on, pure gas. But then when you have people who are aligned to your vision, and who truly believe on the vision that you're working on, then that, somewhere you will be able to find that, you will be able to, pass through or go through all those elements. And I think today, for example, Addble at least is, I would say, we have our entire vision of Addble hasn't changed. The way, the purpose, the what we came out with hasn't changed. But some of the activities, some of the journeys, we had seen some of the people as well have done that. But today, this Addble today is one of the uh, uh, seller network participants and an ecosystem partner in the ONDC space, where we see a lot of big companies working together. Yeah, for example, today we work, together with really big companies like Paytms, Microsofts, Googles. We work with them, right? And when my team sees that, they're from a small town in Northeast, right? They are able to continue and work collaboratively and sometimes be better than some of the really brightest companies out there. They see the purpose coming through, and without this alignment of vision, I don't think Addble would have been able to be one of these network participants or a ecosystem partner in ONDC.
Excellent. Great. I'm really, really happy and proud about your achievements, Yaikhomba. And I wish you and Addble all success. And as I said, this is a group for entrepreneurial leaders like yourself. So thank you so much for your time. And I wish you all success and many, many more interesting journeys together. Needless to say, I'd love to see you participate in some more of ELFORUM's events. So thank you and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me as part of your podcast today. Thanks.
You're most welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you too.
Like, share, and subscribe to the ELFORUM channel.